So of course the playoffs started yesterday and we have got ourselves a brand new playoffs promo in NBA Live Mobile. You've got two 95 overall Grandmasters for this one, a 95 Darius Garland who looks like he's got a team boost, and a 95 Chet Holmgren. Unfortunately, Holmgren looks like he's got just a position boost. Maybe this is a visual bug, or maybe when the playoff masters do end up dropping in the sets, they will of course both having those team boosts on them, but they both got gold boost. Garland's is going to be that space maker boost. Chet Holmgren's is going to be the lockdown defender boost. Both of them should be playstyle select when they drop in the set, and they are both at different positions. You got the point guard with Darius Garland, and of course Chet Holmgren at the center. You've also got some secondary masters here, so 93 overall masters for both the west side and of course the east side as well. So you got a 93 overall Evan Mobley, 93 Jaylen Brown, Sengun over here also at 93 at the center spot, and then an Aaron Gordon at the power forward spot with that scoring machine boost. There are of course some other masters as well, which we'll take a look at in the sets. But in terms of the promo itself, it is a format that we are very familiar now with this game. You got a west side and of course an east side. Both of those are going to correspond to different masters. Of course, Garland's going to be on that left-hand side because the Cavs are on the east. And then you got the OKC with that Chet Holmgren card on the Western Conference side over there as well. So that hopefully will help you in trying to get your master. So you want to essentially start things off by pressing on the claim button, and this will give you a select between either an 84 West player or an 84 East player over here. And this will correspond to the side at which you unlock first. Now, if you're trying to get both of the Grandmasters, you do of course want to unlock both sides of the map, and I'll go on to how you can do that a little bit later on. But I'm going to go ahead and pick the Western Conference player over here, and this will in turn unlock that right-hand side of the map to try and get myself Chet Holmgren. Of course, if you're going for Darius Garland, you will of course unlock that left-hand side of the map. He's probably the better one to go for between the two of them, just based off of those team boosts alone. But if Chet Holmgren does end up having a team boost, then of course he's going to be a fairly decent card himself. But I've gone ahead and picked the west side. I will of course unlock the east side later on in the promo to try and get both of those masters. But as you can see, you got two separate sections of events. You got events running along the top, and each one is going to correspond to a different sort of position over here. So this one's going to be the Western point guard event over here. It's going to give you 600 of the Western points, and it's also going to give you a pack which gives you a guaranteed base point guard player. You have a 40% chance at getting the Alex Caruso at 84 overall and a 15% chance at getting him at 87 overall. Now, of course, every single time you pull either the 84 or the 87 overall player, is really going to help yourself out with the promo itself, getting you closer and closer to getting yourself the Grandmaster as quickly as possible. So that's going to be the point guard event. The shooting guard event is exactly the same, giving you exactly the same amount of points, requiring the same amount of stamina, and it's going to give you essentially the same pack with the same chances, just pulling Buddy Hield instead of Alex Caruso, because of course he's the shooting guard for the Western Conference side over there. Same stuff with the small forward all the way through to the center position event. These ones are going to reset every 12 hours. So you can see I've only got about 10 seconds left before they reset on my end. But every 12 hours, they will go ahead and reset, meaning you've got 10 events to play through daily of those alone. And they are the most important events, I believe, on the map themselves, because of course they give you that chance at getting you some players from the promo, which ultimately help you out in the sets. Of course, the points will be very useful as well, helping you get through the milestones, which I'll go on to in a second. We got a pro pack to open, so let's see what we end up getting. It's just going to be gold players, unfortunately. But as you can see underneath those events, you've also got these Western Conference Blitz events. These are going to give you just points, so it's 150 on all of those events, and there are 20 of those to play through. However, those are on a 24-hour reset. It's exactly the same stuff for the Eastern Conference side. You can see give you 600 points plus that player pack over there, and then of course you got your Blitz events underneath that. All of the points are going to add up, as I mentioned earlier, in these milestones, getting you things such as base players, 87 overall select packs, which I really recommend. As with all of these promo breakdowns, especially this promo structure, you save this pack to your bench, because it is going to become very, very useful when it comes to looking at the sets and what players you need to get yourself the Grandmaster. So make sure you save this to your bench, because it will be very, very useful. You've also got these playoff tokens, which can help you get yourself a sort of wild card player, as it were. Again, we'll take a look at that later on in the sets. You've also got some random player packs to give you just some general playoff players with the promo itself, and it goes all the way up to 150k. You don't really have a set amount of points you need to get up to in order to get yourself the Grandmaster, because of course it is dependent on how many 87s or 84s you pull from those first set of events, getting yourself through those over there. But when it comes to the sets themselves, it's very, very simple in terms of what you can do. There are small exchanges and large exchanges to get yourself some more points. You can use past season players if you want to, just for 73 to 81 overall players. Again, it's a real shame the auction house is still down at the moment, so there are limited ways in order to get these players. But of course, if you play through those top position blitz events, those are going to give you guaranteed players, whether it be from the promo or base players, which you can stick into this set over here. You need 4 players, which will get you 300 points. That's on a 12-hour reset, if I can remember correctly. This one's on a 24-hour reset. It looks like it goes up to 83 overall for this one, it seems like. And you need 12 of those players to get yourself 1,000 points. That's just to the east side. It's exactly the same stuff for the west side, requiring similar players, although I don't know why this one's gone down to 79 overall for what players you can actually put into the set. So maybe there's different requirements in terms of overall, but as you can see, it's exactly the same amount of points. 300 points for the Western Conference small one and 1,000 points for the big one over there. When it comes to exchanging your players up, you need 784 overall players. So you can see I can put one in over there to get yourself an 87 overall player select. Now, whilst this doesn't matter what 84s you put into this set, when you get that 87 overall select pack, make sure you save it to your bench, because you need to get yourself specific 87s in order to get yourself 93 overall masters. Now, I mentioned earlier at the very start of the video, there were other masters. So you can see there are 2 extra masters on this pack over here, which you can't see on the news tab. I don't know exactly what positions they are or what boost they're giving out, but they are there to see on this select pack. But as I mentioned, you need each specific 87 overall player once in order to get yourself 193 overall select pack. You need to do this 4 times to get all 4 of those 93 overall masters. When the Grandmaster sets do drop, you will need to stick in all 4 of those 93 overall masters to get yourself the Grandmasters for the promo. You should get those 93s back, and it will be basically just the Western Conference ones for the Western Conference Grandmaster, and then the Eastern Conference ones for the Eastern Conference Grandmasters. That is based off of what we've had previously with this promo format. Again, it's the exact same stuff for the Eastern Conference side. Each one of those 87 overall masters specifically once to get yourself 93 select packs. You can see there are 2 extra masters which aren't shown on the news tab itself, which you can go ahead and try and get yourself with the promo itself. Again, the Grandmaster sets will drop later on in the promo. There's still plenty of time with this promo for them to drop. We just have to wait for them to become available in the game itself. When it comes to the playoff sets as well, there is also this one which I mentioned earlier. This is where you exchange your playoff tokens. You need 60 in total to get yourself an 89 player select. Now, each one of these 2 players are going to become very useful for 2 reasons. One being you can use them to unlock the other side of the map. So when you go ahead, get 60 playoff tokens, you buy this pack over here, and this will get you an Eastern Conference player if you need to unlock that side, or a Western Conference player if you need to unlock that side, because essentially to unlock the other side of the map, you just need a player from that side of the map itself. So because I went ahead and unlocked the Western Conference side of the map, I need 1 Eastern Conference player in order to unlock that. That can be done through that wild card set, as it were, to get myself that Eastern Conference player, or I can just go ahead and get through the milestones to get myself a select pack, open that one, get myself an Eastern Conference player. Or there is one other way which you can do it, which is going through the core trade up sets, going down to the 84 overall one over here, which is going to be anywhere between 80 and 84. So it is a slight chance you're going to have to try and get yourself lucky enough to pull an Eastern Conference player, or you can try and get an 87 overall player in this one over here. That will again help yourself out in the sets themselves. If you pull a player from the other side of the map, you unlock that side of the map, you can go ahead and play through it. The quicker you can unlock both sides, the quicker you will get through this promo and help yourself out in trying to get yourself both Grandmasters, if that is your aim with the promo itself. In terms of the store, there isn't a huge amount of stuff you can do. You can watch 5 adverts every single day, each one giving you 150 points of the side you've unlocked. Of course, you can go ahead and just straight up buy the Grandmasters right away, costing me £80. Don't know how much that is in dollars, or you can go ahead, spend 10,000 NBA cash 4 times each if you wanted to get yourself some 93 overall masters over there, or you can spend your coins to get yourself some playoff tokens, again helping you get those wild card players, as it were. And then of course there's the BOGO offer to get yourself some Western and Eastern Conference points, which is how you get through the other side of the map if you're trying to get through it that way. You can of course use monthly master packs if they hold those playoff players to try and unlock both sides of the map themselves. It's very difficult to do calculations. It all depends on luck as to how quickly you get through the promo. Usually with this promo structure, it is very free to play friendly in you being able to get yourself the Grandmasters completely no money spent. Of course, if you want to spend money, or you need to spend money by the end of the promo to just help yourself out a little bit, you can always do that. The promo was out for a total of 1 week and 3 days, so you got plenty of time to go ahead and play through it and try and get yourself both of those Grandmasters, or just one of them if that's what you're aiming for with this promo. But let me know in the comments down below who you think's going to win win the playoffs this season round. What master are you going to go for in this round 1 playoff promo? Let me know all of that in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.